So what's going on, YouTube family? It's been a minute. I feel like I might be a little bit rusty at this because I keep taking too many breaks or whatnot. But I got a couple of different topics. One specifically, you probably already seen in the title about what this is going to be about. So Kanye actually came out with a new CD, Jesus is King. If you're a Christian, hey, you right on board with that and all that kind of thing. Um, the message is uplifting. It's a pretty good CD and all that kind of stuff. I haven't heard to the whole thing, but I've heard enough to know that hey, Kanye did it again. He's a musical genius. He might be doing a little too much in his personal life, but for the most part, when it comes to music, you can't deny it. He's a genius. But with that, meaning his personal life, people tend to question his motive and all that kind of stuff. Just like with Snoop Dogg when he made a gospel album, it was like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? He's a secular artist. But I also wonder why people are so quick to be judging. Because if you're a Christian and all, you know that judging is in our job description. You know, last time I checked, it's even in the Bible that we're not supposed to do anything judging wise. That's for Jesus to be doing. That's for us to leave for God to do on Judgment Day whenever everyone's being called to go where they're going to spend their afterlife, all that good stuff. But for some reason, we still tend to do too much judging of people. I mean, of course, we understand nobody's perfect. We have our faults. We have our things that make people say, hold on a second, what? Really? We can't necessarily sit here and just treat anybody any kind of way. Of course, when you claim a certain thing, we should be each other, a brother's keeper, and hold you to that perspective. But you never know what it took for that person to finally reach that particular point in their life where they can feel justified in claiming what they're claiming. So, before you judge, if you feel you have to judge, at least better understand people better. Now, with Kanye West, he has done his fair share of, off the wall things. So, and I'm never ever going to defend anything of that nature. But I did see this interview that he did with that late night talk show host James Corden, I believe it was, where they had got on a plane and Kanye now has this like personal choir that he goes around to different churches and all this other kind of stuff, like doing worship services for and all that other kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. And the choir can sing their tails off, boy. I tell you, like, in fact, let me go ahead and play some of the music. So hold on a second, let me switch on over. We're gonna see this. Yeah, about to crank it up. This silliness right here.
Were you a talker or a sleeper? I can do both. You let me know. I think I'm a chat the whole way there.
But yeah, this is them on that plane I was talking about.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind. Want to listen to some music?
Yeah.
Yeah? Jason, can we hear some music? Let's go. 2, travel. Steady, are you ready?
Look at him getting into it. But that but that's only a taste. I just wanted to throw that in there. But like I was saying, in the midst of the whole thing, I think it's later on in, well, it definitely is later on in it. They're like actually talking. I think this is it right here, where they're actually just talking, and Kanye breaks down what he's been going through, and it makes me have more respect for him, which is really really cool. I always, you always want to have respect for somebody like that because of their journey. But hold on, let me see if it's it.
Hospital a few years ago, I wrote in the hospital, started church in Calabasas. It's something I had a feeling that I needed to do, that God put on my heart. And now he just keeps on taking me to new levels and taking us to other levels that we didn't even imagine before. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, lots of people, I think, would be shocked to hear you talk like that. But me, as I think about it, I feel like, you know. So this is a big thing, this Sunday service. When did you go, this is the thing I want to do? Actually, when I went to the hospital a few years ago, I wrote in the hospital, started church in Calabasas. It's something I had a feeling that I needed to do, that God put on my heart. And now he just keeps on taking me to new levels and taking us to other levels that we didn't even imagine before. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, lots of people, I think, would be shocked to hear you talk like that. But me, as I think about it, I feel like in a lot of your music, certainly earlier music, that message was always there. Like, even, if you think about the last line of Jesus Walks, when you say, I need to talk to God, but I'm afraid because it's been so long. Yes. How long were you holding on to that feeling before you get to before you're in that place where you're in hospital 2 years ago and you write down I need to start a church, and then this starts to come? Do you feel like that's always been there burning inside you? I mean, yes, and God's always had a plan for me, and he always wanted to use me, but I think he wanted me to suffer more and wanted people to see my suffering and see my pain and put stigmas and on me and have me go through all the experiences, the human experiences. So now when I talk about how Jesus saved me, more people can relate to that experience. If it was just, oh, we grew up with this guy's music and now he's a superstar, it's less compelling than, oh, this guy had a mental breakdown, this guy was in debt, this guy's been through, not been through, but this guy has a beautiful 5 years of marriage, which, marriage years are different than human. Like, dog years, what is it, 7 years? See, yeah, every marriage year is like 100 years. It's like 500 years of marriage. There's a lot of people that were praying for me when I was, all the way gone. When I was on at the MTV Awards holding a Hennessy bottle, running on stage. When I was, doing creative direction for certain award shows.
So yeah, I'm hoping I don't get copywritten for as much as I have shown to this, but man, like when like the conviction that he actually shows in all of that you just heard him say in that video. Like, I just looked at James Corden's face and he just looks so serious. But we're gonna his face is distracting. But I mean, like, just think of the level of conviction that he has when he's saying these things. Like, he understands that he's been through these things. He's done crazy stuff. It's not like he didn't go. He went through these things blindly. He understood what he was going through, what he has made it through, what he's been blessed to make it into. And now, according to that, what I just heard him say, like I said, it gives me more respect for him. But for him himself, it shows us that God is talking to him, and we shouldn't, be so quick to just jump on the jump on some kind of bandwagon and say, oh, this is crazy. We shouldn't. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? We should foster this brother's